Have you ever pondered over the financial hardships that a prohibition on the sale of shares in property can bring about? Imagine residing in the vibrant city of Chandigarh, where the mere act of selling a part of your home is strictly forbidden. This isn't just a thought experiment. It's a harsh reality for the city's residents, and it's pushing them into a corner. The prohibition on the sale of shares in property in Chandigarh has created profound financial challenges for its citizens. In a rapidly evolving world where financial security often hinges on the ownership and disposal of assets, this restriction has left many in a financial quagmire. Consider this. You're a parent, eager to provide your child with the best education possible, but the funds are running dry. Normally, you'd consider liquidating a part of your property to cover the costs. But in Chandigarh, that's not an option. Or picture being diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. The medical bills are piling up and your savings are dwindling. Selling a share in your property seems like the most viable solution to fund your treatment. But again, you're in Chandigarh, and that's not allowed. These are not isolated incidents or hypothetical scenarios. They are the living nightmares of countless Chandigarh residents who find themselves shackled by this prohibition. Families are being constrained in their spending, unable to celebrate their children's weddings as they had planned. Loan repayments loom large as people struggle to find alternative sources of income. The dreams and plans of restructuring their children's lives, promised funds from the anticipated part sale of property, now hang in the balance. Senior citizens, who are often dependent on their families, are being neglected due to the unavailability of funds from property share sales. This is particularly critical during old age when medical expenses can skyrocket. These hardships are the harsh reality for many residents of Chandigarh, a city where selling a share in a property is strictly prohibited. Opening. Imagine a scenario where the inability to sell a property share can strain familial relationships and lead to estranged relations. Imagine a family embroiled in a tangle of financial stress and emotional discord, all stemming from an inability to sell a share of their home. A home that once stood as a symbol of unity and warmth now becomes a monument of financial hardship. The prohibition on property share sales in Chandigarh has not only impacted the citizens financially, but also emotionally, tearing at the fabric of family life. Consider an elderly couple, their golden years marred by the burden of financial strain. They had planned to sell a portion of their home to support their needs in old age, perhaps even fund an unexpected medical emergency. But with the prohibition in place, they find themselves shackled to a financial structure that offers no relief. Now, let's turn our attention to a young couple, caught in the throes of planning their children's future. They had envisioned using the funds from selling their share of the house to invest in their children's higher education. But the prohibition has thwarted their dreams, leaving them scrambling to make ends meet. In other instances, families find themselves at odds, the tension escalating as the prohibition exacerbates rifts between family members. The sale of a house share, once a means to financial stability, now becomes a source of familial discord. The harmony once found within the four walls of their home is disrupted, leaving the family in a state of constant unease. Imagine the emotional toll this takes on the elderly parents, their peace of mind shattered by the looming uncertainty. The stress of finding a new place to live, coupled with the financial challenges, takes a toll on their physical health. Closing. A home, once a symbol of unity and comfort, now stands as a monument to financial hardship and familial discord. The prohibition on property share sales doesn't just affect individuals and families. It has far-reaching consequences that extend to the broader city infrastructure. Let's take a moment to consider the real estate market in Chandigarh. Property prices are soaring, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for the average citizen to keep up. As a result, many are forced to buy flats at a considerable distance from their city of work and familial commitments. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. The commute can be long and grueling, taking a toll on the time and energy people could be investing in their families, their jobs, and their communities. Then there are the banks, the financial backbone of any thriving city. The directive prohibiting them from funding floor-wise property has hit them hard. It's not just a question of lost business opportunities. Banks play a crucial role in facilitating property transactions, providing the necessary financial support for buyers and sellers alike. With this prohibition in place, their ability to perform this essential function is severely compromised. This doesn't just affect the banks themselves, but also the individuals and businesses that rely on their services. But perhaps the most troubling aspect of this situation is the indifference of the Chandigarh administration. Their hardships faced by the citizens are real and pressing, yet there seems to be a lack of concerted effort to address them. The failure to withdraw the interim draconian order has only exacerbated the suffering of the citizens, leaving them feeling helpless and ignored. The ripple effect of this prohibition goes beyond the individual, disrupting the very fabric of Chandigarh's society. It's not just about property or money, it's about the right to a decent quality of life, the freedom to make choices about one's own future, and the importance of a responsive and caring administration. The wider impact on the city is clear. The prohibition on property share sales is a policy that affects everyone, from the individual homeowner to the largest financial institution. It's a problem that needs to be addressed, and quickly, before the effects become even more widespread and damaging. The ripple effect of this prohibition goes beyond the individual, disrupting the very fabric of Chandigarh's society. In the face of such hardships, what can be done to alleviate the suffering of Chandigarh's residents? This is the question that echoes in the hearts of Chandigarh's citizens, and it's high time we address it. This is not just an issue of property rights, but of humanity. It's about the mother unable to fund her child's education, the father unable to pay for life-saving medical treatment, and the elderly couple struggling to meet their basic needs. Therefore, it's crucial for the government to step in and address these issues promptly. It's time to reconsider the restrictive measures and replace them with more compassionate and informed policies. The prohibition on property share sales needs to be re-evaluated, and the financial structure should be more accommodating of the citizens' needs. The well-being of Chandigarh residents must be prioritized, for a city is only as strong as its citizens, and their struggles should never be overlooked.
है सुना ये पूरी धरती तू चलाता है, मेरी भी सुन ले अरज मुझे घर बुलाता है भगवान।